Under the blush of a harmattan dawn, the world woke up to Chidi. He was not a king or a wealthy man. He was a farmer in a small Anambra village, and his kingdom was a plot of yam seedlings. That morning, the sky was the colour of a bruised peach, and the air was dust and anticipation. Chidi's beauty was not in the sharp cut of his jaw or the height of his frame, though both were fine. It was in the way he knelt in the red earth. He did not stab the ground with his hoe, he courted it. His movements were a slow, deliberate dance, a whisper of metal against soil. He spoke to the earth in Igbo, a low murmur like a lullaby. He called it, mother. He did this not out of desperation, but out of covenant. To watch him was to understand that masculinity here was not about domination, but about stewardship. The land did not fear him, it trusted him. Across the country, in the maze of Lagos, this same beauty wore a different face. Her name was Zainab's father. He was a tailor in Surulere, his shop a narrow tunnel of shimmering fabric. His hands were the main event. They were large, the knuckles prominent, but when they touched lace and silk, they became surgeons. He measured a bride's gel with his eyes only, never needing a tape. He would fold the stiff aso-oke into origami, building a sculpture on her head. His beauty was in the patience of his grip, in the sweat on his brow as he redid a pleat 3 times until it was perfect. He was not dressing a woman, he was preserving a legacy. He was saying, "You are worth the time it takes to get it right." Then there was the beauty of the Hausa horseman in Kano. During the Durbar, he rode a horse adorned in quilts of leather and silver. His face was scarified with the marks of his lineage, and his turquoise robe billowed like a sail. He held his sword high, his spine impossibly straight. His beauty was one of controlled fire. It was the pride of a man who knew he was a chapter in a 1,000-year story, a guardian of honour. He did not ride for applause. He rode because his ancestors did, and his children would, and his duty was to be the bridge. But perhaps the deepest beauty was the quietest. It was seen in a Delta Creekside, where a father held his newborn daughter for the first time. His name was Ebi. He was a fisherman, his skin weathered and his palms cracked. The baby was tiny, wrapped in Ankara, and Ebi looked down at her with a terror that softened into awe. He did not say "my princess" or "my jewel." He simply held her to his chest and wept silently, his shoulders shaking. In that moment, he promised himself he would fight the oil companies. He would paddle against the current. He would live a life of sacrifice so she would never know his hunger. This is the beauty of Nigerian men. It is not a static portrait. It is a mosaic of sweat and solemnity, of loud laughter that fills a compound, and of silence that holds grief. It is the Okada rider who gives his passenger his only helmet. It is the professor who returns to his village to build a library. It is the boy in the IDP camp who shares his single biscuit. It is the art of carrying weight without breaking, of softening in the presence of children, of honouring mothers, of respecting elders. It is knowing that strength is not in never falling, but in rising every single time, with your culture strapped to your back and your hope aimed at the horizon. That is the beauty. It is ancient, it is evolving, and it is breathtaking.